Alright, so welcome back, guys. Once your first time here, I'm Vision here, want to entertain you guys in a video. Today, we're going to be talking about a possibility of a Power Rangers animated series. Now, Power Rangers, something you're instant over there. Hit subscribe button down below. Hit that bell icon. That's my Power Rangers content from me. Moving forward. Now, let's begin. So, I want to talk about the possibility of a Power Rangers animated series. Now, this is something fans have been talking about for a while now, pretty much years. Now, when I first heard about a Power Rangers animated series, I was turned off about it. Mainly because we've had 30 years of the live action. I guess I was kind of a stick in the mud, this is what we've always had. I'm used to this and not used to an animated series. However, in the past few years, I've come around and do agree that at some point in the future, we should get a Power Rangers animated series. Now, the one thing I'm going to say, though, right now is I don't think this is the right time for it. A lot of you are saying, depending on what goes on, if you've seen some of my recent videos regarding Paramount Plus possibly buying out PR, they're most likely could do an animated series with them. But I personally think at this moment, it is not a good time to make an animated series about PR. Now, here's my reasoning. It is PR for nearly 30 years now has the reputation, for the most part, of being a kids show. It's got a Y7 rating. For the most part, a lot of things are made more for kids. There are fewer, more mature seasons than there are for kids seasons. Granted, there is a lot of good, more mature seasons, but when adults look at PR, they don't think, oh my God, this is a great show. They think of it all as, oh, that's just a kid's project. Who cares? If we're going to move forward with PR, we need to go in the route of an MCU area. And granted, MCU's in a tailspin, and depending on who you ask, it's a terrible position right now. But I'm talking about we need to go into a position where the MCU was 5, 6, 7 years ago, right before, things went downhill at the end of phase 3. I think PR needs to be at that level. And then after you get there, you make an animated series. I think for the most part, depending on what happens, whether Hasbro continues on with it or Paramount buys it, I think you go back, you start up a season or 2, maybe 3 of a live action show, make it more mature, make it more of a PG-13 rating, kind of like I said, give it in the areas of MCU kind of content where it's more mature. Yes, you can still keep those kid roles, but you want to make PR a franchise where everybody can be included. And that's where an animated series is worrisome for me, going straight into it. Because you're not going to grab new fans. And the whole thing about whether Hasbro keeps it, Paramount Plus buys it out and starts something new, is that you want to pull in new fans. But people see PR as a kid's show. Animated shows are usually more reserved for kids. Those things don't really mix well together, so you got adults who probably will be turned off by it and not pay attention. Yes, you do have some good anime shows that can appeal to both kids and adults. I mean, you had X-Men 97. You have other animated series right now that are going on that, can pull in both kids and adults. But the issue there is the shows that are animated have already pulled in a good amount of fans and people that will connect to it and have enough faith and trust with the franchise and product that they will give an animated series a chance. And that's where I'm going with this. PR does not have the public's trust and goodwill at this moment for an animated series. You need to put them in with live action show, make them like it, have them be talking about it. Once, you get 2-3 seasons of a live action show in where it's actually good quality shows, you pull in new adult audiences as well. Kids are enjoying it. It's kind of being talked about online. Then once you go down that route, then you make an animated series. Then you release an animated show. Once you get the fans, and whether it's the hardcore fans or new fans, once you get them hooked with quality seasons, good storytelling, and goodwill where the public trusts them, not just diehard fans like us, but you need the general public to trust the franchise. If they don't trust the franchise, they're not going to tune into an animated series. They're going to see an animated series and just think, oh, that's for kids, I don't care. So you need to build up good rapport with your general audience. when we talk about Power Rangers, a lot of times we don't look at or think about general audiences. We just look at it and think of we're fans. That's all that matters. But when you make PR, when you do new movies, new seasons, whatever, you need to think about also pulling in new fans, appealing to general audiences who ever left the franchise years ago, or have kids now who might want to be interested in it, or just pull in regular adults who might be interested in it or looking for new superhero content. I'm not asking for something like The Boys or anything like that, but give us, MCU level quality pre Phase 4. So I think if they went down that road, made some good couple seasons and build up a good trust within the fan base, and fans are enjoying it. You got people who are writing the show who know it well, have been connected with it, maybe even have been fans of the show for their life or childhood, and they're working on the show now. I think if you go down that route and get people interested in it like that, then you have the potential, after you get in those new fans, get a good rapport, you bring in an animated series. And now the biggest issue fans have though with the animated series is, oh no, it's going to be MMPR. Personally, to me, I don't honestly care if, as long as the story is good and they have good characters and good story arcs and good writing. I'm fine with it being MMPR. I know a lot of fans get mad at that and say, "Oh my God, all they do is MMPR. MMPR is old. Let's move on to something new." The problem with that is the fact that, for the most part, MMPR is the face of Power Rangers. When regular audiences especially talk about Power Rangers, they don't know about Time Force, RPM, SPD, Jungle Fury, Lightspeed Rescue, Lost Galaxy. They don't really know that. A lot of adult fans only know about MMPR because that's like the face of the franchise. That's, the face of the brand. So, I think for the most part, if you're going to start this, you do have to start with MMPR. Then maybe, again, once you get some goodwill, then you can branch out to other seasons with animated seasons of, say, SPD, Lightspeed Rescue, Time Force, anything like that. Once you get that good rapport with an animated series, then you can dip into other seasons outside of MMPR. But MMPR is the face of the franchise that sells. Fans are more, non so hardcore fans are more familiar with MMPR just because it's the face of the franchise. So, once you get people hooked there, once you got people who are enjoying whether it be live action show, new animated show, then you stretch out to new seasons or create an entirely new original animated series. That's where I stand right now. I mean, even if they want to, I think they could do an all new original season, whether it be Hasbro continue with the franchise or, Paramount buying it. I mean, sure, we could enjoy the more adapted seasons or more Sentai adaptations, but I think also going into US exclusive territory would be a good move as well. Also, they do have to improve on US exclusive suits though. Cosmic Fury definitely kind of botched that with their US original suits. So if they do go down that route, they do have to do better. We do know that they can make US exclusive suits, or at least Power Rangers exclusive suits that are good and look decent. We got those with the Spirit Rangers. We got that with the Titanium Ranger. So we know that they can make good quality US suits. The main issue is whether they will they put in the effort. But overall, I think that an animated series definitely could work for PR, and it's definitely pretty much a need for the future of PR. So whether or not whoever owns it or whatever they do with it, I think an animated show is definitely the way forward. And it just comes down to, I don't think you start it up right away. I think you build a good rapport and pull in a lot more adult audiences with the live action show for another 2-3 seasons, 4 at most, and then you release an animated series. But those are just my thoughts, pains. I think that an animated show will definitely help PR. You could definitely tell stories you couldn't with a live action show, and you can dip into different areas because you can bring in voice actors. They don't have to pay as much for other things. I think that going animated definitely will help and bring more eyes to the show. But again, they just need to go about it the right way. But those are just my thoughts, opinions. When it comes to an anime show, I think this has become more of a vocal thing about how it needs to be an anime show. And I think also of animated shows, you could also adapt the comics. You could adapt different story arcs from the comics. You could either mix or match different story arcs from the comics. We got a lot of comic material out there right now, so you could use that into an animated show. But those are just the building blocks of what they could do there. Because, they Boom Studios is always making new series, whether it be mini series, whether it be, you know, from the OG TV series, depending on if you believe they're canon or not. I kind of don't. Some fans do. But either way, even if they're not canon, if they are canon, you are able to make and tell different stories with, this kind of format. So those are just my thoughts, opinions, though. I don't know yours in the comment section down below. Are you all for a more animated Power Rangers season? Do you think it'll be good? Do you think it'll be helpful for the franchise? Or are you more negative and think, nah, this is a bad idea, this could hurt the franchise? Or are you in the middle and think, this could go bad, but this could be good. It could be a 50-50 chance depending on how things play out. Or, let me know all that good stuff in the comment section down below. So yeah, guys, those are my thoughts, opinions regarding making a Power Rangers animated series at this time. As always, if you like this video, don't forget a big thumbs up and channel, put that hit subscribe button down below, hit that bell icon, this is my Power Rangers content from me, moving forward, and go for me on screen, Twitter, Richard Winked, and best section on my YouTube channel. As always, I'm Visionary Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.